Okay, guys, you're welcome to my channel today. I decided to go live direct today without many hassles. It's even more better you go live. It's better I go live with the phone that actually go live for the computer. I know that. So that does not mean we will not go live. So I just want to give you a preview of what we'll be discussing tonight. We'll be discussing a lot of issues. One of the issues we'll be discussing is where is Nigeria going, considering the current debt we have in the country. We've heard the news that the Minister of Finance is actually coming out and she's saying that the 2019 budget will be funded by debt. And that is something that actually begs for question: how long shall we continue in debt? What has made some nations to be debt free? Even the US is not debt free, yes, but the report says there are only 5 countries that are debt free in the world. All the nations of the world borrow, but the case of Nigeria is what we're particularly interested in today, and that is what we'll be discussing. We'll be discussing some of the ways to which we can actually uh, do certain things, and some of the things we'll be discussing is how do we, because one of the ways to actually come out of debt is living beyond your means. Because what is a nation? A nation is a coming together of people. So if you as an individual, how do you actually come out of debt? If you are earning, let's say, 5,000 naira, and then the house you are living is 10,000 naira, how will you continue to languish in debt? So you have to find a way to which you will have to live below your means. You will not be going for the things that other people are going for, and you have to cut your expenses. Then we'll also be talking about the need for budgeting. The question is how much of Nigerian spendings are in the budget. You talk about the things like the security funds that they give to these governors and all that. Are those things legal in the constitution? So we have to follow a budget in the country. We have to cut we have to live below our means. We can no longer fund this government because this government is too expensive. So we have to find a way to actually reduce, if possible, reduce the number of senators. If we cannot reduce them, we reduce the pay. Because I sincerely believe that if we make public office not very lucrative, that is, if public office looks the same thing like civil service, nobody wants to work in the civil service. Everybody wants to work in share. So by the time you make the public service like a civil service, people will know that, yeah, no, there's something there. But as long as we make it lucrative, you get a government position, that you're a minister, and a governor, a local government chairman, that is the window to it. It's not going to continue. So we have to look at our ministry. So we have to also look at the issues like having multiple streams of income. How do we get out of this stuff? There has to be a way where we get multiple streams of income. We can no longer rely on the oil alone. We have to find a way. If Nigeria is a country that is really, really sensible, if the fixed power is enough, it's a way to actually get income for the government. That's one of the things we have to actually look into. I also know that if we find a way, how can we have crude oil being exported from different parts of Nigeria and there is no refinery to actually process this stuff? It's a disgrace. So we have to look at how do we generate multiple streams of income. There are arable lands that nobody is farming on. Why not empower people? The government is saying they're doing rice revolution. Are you sure they're really doing rice revolution? Time will tell if they're actually doing rice revolution. So we have to find a way to which we can get multiple streams of income. The government needs to invest in our universities, make our universities very lucrative. Let foreign people start coming to the country. Make the tourism very, very attractive. Make security attractive. Make as in let's have multiple streams of income. Our natural resources, they should be used well. We have waterways, they should be used well. Develop railways. We have airlines. Make these things. Do you know what Femi Falani just sued? What is the name of this man? Ibeka Chukwu, and it's asking him to actually explain how come $60 billion is missing from the economy. How come? Because the deal between Nigeria and the international oil companies, it's the deal. There is a flaw in the deal, and that is making Nigeria to lose $60 billion. And Nigeria is going to borrow. Do you know how much they're going to borrow? They're going to borrow $232 million, and we are losing. What is wrong with the country now? Eh? What is wrong with the country? So we have to find a way. These are the things we'll be discussing this evening. Then talk about there has to be a way where we have to have people who are thinking ahead, not the people who are coming into the political office just to come into the political office. We need people who can actually think ahead, like where will Nigeria be in the next 5 years? We're not seeing. You see, somebody made a statement that Nigeria in the table of nations, Nigeria is on the menu. And it's a very bad thing. And Nigeria is not sitting at the dinner table before the nations. Nigeria is on the menu. Nigeria is what they are eating. Anything they drop it in Nigeria. They take anything from Nigeria. So these are the things we'll have to discuss this evening. Then what where will Nigeria be in the next 5 years? Where will Nigeria be health wise? Where will Nigeria be our universities? Talk about the need to create savings fund and emergency fund. We need to create investment funds. That is why I made the mention yesterday in the live stream. I said, if we create a system where every Nigerian needs to give 1,000 naira minimum for the next 10 years. So we're talking about, let's say we have 200 million Nigerians. If 200 million Nigerians give 1,000 naira each, that is, we're talking about over almost, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 200 trillion naira each year. Now, if each Nigerian can give 1,000 naira, now if that 1,000 naira is given for the next 10 years, if that money is used effectively, we don't need to borrow. It will be so effective. But do you know what? There are some people who have the audacity to steal those money because they've been doing it before and they've been getting away. So we have to find a way where we can actually create. I believe I think I heard of one of the countries where the people they did not actually borrow. They were the ones who were investing in the country, and after some years, when the country was stabilized, the government paid them back, and that is a way we can actually develop our country. So there has to be kind of investment fund to which we fund ideas in the country. There has to be kind of savings and emergency kind of funds, and we have to develop the country because if we don't develop the country, it's going to be very, very terrible. So this evening we'll be discussing a lot of things. How do we make the country debt free? And it promises to be a very, very good one because we'll be touching on the issues of corruption. We'll be talking about the issues of who is actually competent enough to lead in Nigeria. Should gangsterism continue because that is where the Nigerian politics is, or should we look at other directions? What can we get from our educational system? What can we get from our health systems? How should we make? We'll be talking about many of these issues. So this evening it promises to be a very, very great one by the grace of God. So I'll be expecting you in this evening live stream. Thank you for that and bye.